guys, welcome back to Story Time with Elijah. Today we're going to continue my book of Bible stories, and the chapter we'll be reading is Jacob has a big family, Dinah gets into trouble, and Joseph's brothers hate him. So let's begin. Jacob has a big family. Just look at this big family. These are Jacob's 12 sons, and he had daughters too. Do you know the names of any of the children? Let's learn some of them. Leah gave birth to Reuben, Simon, Levi, and Judah. When Rachel saw that she was not having any children, she was very sad. So she gave her maidservant Bilhah to Jacob, and Bilhah had two sons named Dan and Naphtali. Then Leah also gave her maidservant Zilpah to Jacob, and Zilpah gave birth to Gad and Asher. Leah finally had two more sons, Issachar and Zebulun. At last Rachel was able to have a child. She named him Joseph. Later we will learn a lot more about Joseph because he became a very important person. These were the 11 sons that were born to Jacob when he lived with Rachel's father Laban. Jacob also had some daughters, but the Bible gives the names of only one of them. Her name was Dinah. The time came when Jacob decided to leave Laban and go back to Canaan. So he gathered together his big family. The time came when Jacob decided to leave Laban and go back to the Canaan. So he gathered together his big family and his great flocks of sheep and herds of cattle and began a long trip. After Jacob and his family had been back in Canaan for a while, Rachel gave birth to another son. It happened when they were on a trip. Rachel had a hard time and she finally died while giving birth. But the little baby boy was alright. Jacob named him Benjamin. We want to remember the names of the 12 sons of Jacob because the whole nation of Israel came for them. In fact, the 12 tribes of Israel are named after 10 sons of Jacob, and 2 sons of Joseph, Isaac, lived for many years after all these boys were born, and it must have been him happy to have so many grandsons. But let's see what happened to his granddaughter, Dinah. Dinah gets into trouble. Do you see who Dinah is going to visit? She's going to visit some of the girls who live in the land of Canaan. Would her father, Jacob, be happy about this? To help answer this question, try to remember what Abraham and Isaac thought about the woman in Canaan. Did Abraham want his son Isaac to marry a girl from Canaan? No, he did not. Did Isaac and Rebekah want their son Jacob to marry a Canaanite girl? No, they did not. Do you know why? It was because these people in Canaan worshipped false gods. They were not good people to have as husbands and wives, and they weren't good people to have as close friends. So we can be sure that Jacob would not be pleased that his daughter was making friends with these Canaanite girls. Sure enough, Dinah got into trouble. Can you see that Canaanite man in the picture who's looking at Dinah? His name is Shesem. One day when Dinah came on a visit, Shesem took Dinah and forced her to lie down with him. This was wrong because only married men and women are supposed to lie down together. This bad thing that Shesem did to Dinah led to a lot of more trouble. When Dinah's brothers heard about what had happened, they were very angry. 2 of them, Simon and Levi, were so angry that they took swords and went into the city and caught the men by surprise. They and their brother killed Shechem and all the other men. Jacob was angry because his sons did this bad thing. How did all the trouble get started? It was because Dinah made friends with people who did not obey God's laws. We will not want to make such friends, will we? Joseph's brothers hate him. See how sad and hopeless the boy is? This is Joseph. His brothers have sold him to these men who are on their way to Egypt. Joseph will be a slave. Why his half-brothers done this bad thing? It is because they are jealous of Joseph. Their father Jacob liked Joseph very, very much. He showed him favor by having a beautiful long coat made for him. When his 10 older brothers saw how much Jacob loved Joseph, they began to be jealous and to hate Joseph. But there was also another reason why they hated him. Joseph had 2 dreams. In both the dreams, his brothers bowed down to him. When Joseph told his brothers these dreams, their hatred grew even more. Now one day when Joseph's older brothers are taking care of their father's sheep, Jacob asked Joseph to go and see how they are getting along. When Joseph's brothers see him coming, some of them say, "Let's kill him." But Reuben, the oldest brother, says, "No, don't you do that." Instead, they grab Joseph and throw him into a dried up water hole. Then they sit down to decide what to do with him. About this time, some Ishmaelite men came along. Judah says to his half-brother, "Let's sell him to the Ishmaelites." And that's what they do. They sell Joseph for 20 pieces of silver. How mean and unkind that was. What will the brothers tell their father? They kill a goat and again dip Joseph's beautiful coat into the goat's blood. Then they take the coat home to their father Jacob and say, "We found this. Look at it and see if it is not Joseph's coat." Jacob sees that it is. "A wild animal must have killed Joseph," he cries, and that is just what Joseph's brother want their father to think. Jacob is very, very sad. He wept for many days, but Joseph is not dead. Let's see what's happened to him, where he's taken. So guys, thank you guys for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. Please subscribe. And please join me back for Joseph in prison. So bye.